Hello, hello. Just sharing the stream link around, and then we'll get started. Pretty excited. Hang tight. We'll be getting started soon. All right. Let's get this show on the road. I think I'm going to be playing offline for this, at least for the time being. I'll probably go online later once I need to do some leveling up, like in a chalice dungeon or anything like that. So we're going to start a new game.
Pale blood. Well, you've come to the right place. Yharnam is the home of blood ministration. You need only unravel its mystery. But where's an outsider like yourself to begin? Easy, with a bit of Yharnam blood of your own. But first, you'll need a contract.
Alright, so here we go. Be setting up our character. Oh, I just spelled that wrong. There we go. So this is where you can choose basically your stat spread. Most of these, this one's kind of like a balance, but most of the other ones focus on one or two other things in particular. And then Waste of Skin is basically just a worse version of Milquetoast. So, of course, we simp suffering and pain around here. So we're going to go with Waste of Skin. And... oh, oops. We'll go with that one. And we'll keep things the same. Yeah, we won't even mess with that. Alright, we'll keep it like that. I know a lot of people like to go for basically meme characters. Just make them look as ugly as shit as possible, basically. But we're gonna go with something decent. I'm thinking this will be good. And hair color. Go ahead and put some just deep red. And then like a hint of blue. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we'll just keep that one. Let's see here, 45 and 21. Beard. Sure, we'll go with that one. Beard color, same thing, 45 and 21. More of the same. Sure, we'll go with that. And yeah, we're not going to do any glasses, I don't think, although this would be kind of funny. Look at that. Alright, so... Alright, there we go.
Good. All signed and sealed. Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
You found yourself a hunter.
All right. So, just need to reacquaint myself really quick. So when weapons become relevant, which should be not too far along from now, there's a few different ways to use the same weapon. So that's how you heal. It's triangle. Circle is dodge and stuff. Square would be to use what's in the empty slot that's like right underneath my stamina. And then cross or X is just used to interact with things. I think down, yeah, down's to interact with that. Okay. Right. And this is to swap weapons, left and right on the D-pad. So, okay, we can't go that way yet. We'll be able to go over there later. But yeah, the thing that I did that cost me a little bit of my health gives me what are called blood bullets. It just gives you some extra Quicksilver bullets at the expense of some health, essentially. And these are just tutorials, basically. And then you encounter your first enemy here, which is an injured wolf. We're gonna see if we can't kill this guy without getting a weapon first. because that would be kind of cool. I haven't been able to do it yet, but I've gotten close. Whoop. So that's another mechanic that I just accidentally showed you. It's called rallying. In this game, there's a way to regain your health before you permanently lose it. And by permanently, I just mean before you have to use like a healing item to gain it back. And that's called rallying. Your health bar gets like an indicator thing, that little white line there, which indicates that you're still able to get some of that health back, and then it goes away after a while. So the game encourages you at times to, you know, just go in to get some of your health back instead of just playing on the defensive all the time. But yeah, I'm probably gonna die here unless I just don't get any hits. Or don't get hit again. Which I'm fine with. The game is supposed to, or like the game intends for you to die here, so I'm not really concerned if I, yeah. That's alright. So now the game is gonna give you your first weapon, and your first gun. And you will be able to get these weapons later by purchasing them or by finding them, I believe. But your beginning choice does matter at least a little bit in terms of what you want. Nobody ever goes for the threaded cane unless it's for basically swag points. It's easily the worst of the three weapons by most accounts. But, I mean, you know, all weapons do have use. So there's that. But I'm personally going to be going for the Hunter's Axe. Great utility, like, well into the game. In fact, I'd say it's probably the weapon that, out of the three, is easily the one that can carry you through the entire game. So yeah, Threaded Cane is like fast and more technical, does less damage. Hunter's Axe is kind of, you know, slow and heavy hitting. And then, you know, the Saw Cleaver is kind of the middle ground. Has decent range, that kind of thing. But I'll be going for the Hunter's Axe, as a lot of people do, because that is like the really good weapon. Now, in terms of a gun, nobody really ever goes for the Hunter Blunderbuss. It's good for, you know, trying to catch an enemy in a wide range, just in case they're fast moving or whatever, but it's very low power, and it's just not... You're honestly, as long as you're good with your timing, you're better off just using the Hunter pistol. So we're gonna go with that. And you do need to equip these. So there's that. Now that thing that I was doing earlier with L1 to like change my stance or whatever, that's actually how to do stuff like this. Each weapon has like two, or at least for the most part, they have two major like transformations of sorts. These are called trick weapons, and you know, depending on which version you're using, it gives you, you know, different advantages and disadvantages over the others. You know, this one's short length, but generally pretty powerful. This one is longer length, which allows you to, you know, crowd control pretty nicely, but leaves you a lot more open a lot of times. Still, a really good weapon if you're good with timing. And with like two-handed weapons like this, or specifically when it's extended, you won't be able to use a gun. So normally L2 is, you know, shoot gun, or use left-handed weapon. But when you have a two-handed weapon, it gives the main weapon an extra attack of sorts. So that's this like sweep attack that you see here. Versus this one, it's a little bit different. That's R1. So yeah, early game I don't really use the gun a lot. In fact, I don't really use the gun at all most times. Especially with the axe. I mean, later on I'll get a weapon that'll help a lot. It's called the flame sprayer, but I have to get into the game a decent amount before I'm able to do that. Almost forgot to grab this. That's just a key item. I wouldn't really worry about that. Alright, so in terms of how long I'll be streaming, I'm not sure, but I am intending to at least get one of the first two bosses that you can fight in this game done, and that is Father Gascon. He's kind of like the big wall for people at first. If you don't know what you're doing, or if you're just like, you slip up, it's very easy to die to him. Let's just put it that way. So.
Are you out on the hunt? Then I'm very sorry, but I cannot open this door. I am Yosefka. The patients here in my clinic must not be exposed to infection. I know that you hunt for us, for our town, but I'm sorry. Please. This is all that I can do. Now, go. And good hunting. Are you still in need of something? But I have nothing more to offer. Please, try to understand my position. I can only pray for a fruitful hunt.
Okay, so I'll be interacting, or doing most interactions in this game. A lot of times this game has situations where it's either one or the other. You don't really get to do every interaction. Sometimes some characters will die, all that fun stuff. So, you know, sometimes this will lock you out of certain items or whatever, so you got to be careful with that kind of thing. So now, as you can see, that guy was a lot easier to kill now because of that. So these blood vials, you use triangle to use them, and they heal you. The healing is percentage based, depending on how much health you have. So, you know, when you have a larger health pool, you don't really need to worry about having to use more blood vials just to get up to full. It's always scaling. But you can only carry 20 at a time, barring some exceptions with stuff we'll get into later. Same thing with Quicksilver bullets, 20 at a time, again barring exceptions, and also barring the thing that I showcased before, which is just the creating blood bullets using some of your health. Which for an arcane build is actually really useful a lot of times, so I'll definitely be making use of that later, but for now I'm not going to be, because for now I just kind of have to, you know, rely on my, like, the strength that I do have with this axe for now. Once I get the flame sprayer, everything changes for sure. It's very easy to kill things as long as you have a high enough arcane. Which, yeah, that's pretty much what I'll be focusing on, is arcane for this playthrough. I'll obviously be putting a little bit into stamina earlier on. Same thing with endurance, which is the health. But overall, we're going to be sticking with a little bit of strength, mostly arcane, that kind of thing. Oh. That screaming comes from the end of that bridge over there. That's one of the bosses that you can fight later. It's an optional boss, but it is a boss. Also, frames are skipping on my stream, so I'm gonna be right back just to see if I can't fix this. Okay, I think everything is okay now, but we'll see. So, we're going to go ahead and activate this lamp. That lamps basically serve as quick travel between the Hunter's Dream.
But I'm willing to help if there's anything that can be done. This town is cursed. Whatever your reasons might be, you should plan a swift exit. Whatever can be gained from this place, it will do more harm than good.
Okay, so it does look like my stream is still skipping around a little bit. I think it's something to do with my computer. I'm not 100% sure. It's acting really strangely. Hopefully it's not going to affect, you know, the VOD later. But we'll see. Okay, so we're going to keep talking to this guy.
You say, never heard of it. But if it's blood you're interested in, you should try the Healing Church. The church controls all knowledge on blood ministration and all varieties of blood. Across the valley to the east of Yarnam lies the town of the Healing Church, known as the Cathedral Ward. And deep within Cathedral Ward is the old Grand Cathedral, the birthplace of the Healing Church's special blood, or so they say. Yarnamites don't share much with outsiders. Normally they wouldn't let you near the place, but the hunt is on tonight. This might be your chance.
So I should indicate this sort of like peach-colored lamp here usually indicates that there's some kind of interaction near a window or wherever the lamp is nearby. That's pretty much where there's going to be an interaction.
Across the valley to the east of Yarnam, you'll find the Cathedral Ward. I haven't heard of Pale Blood. That's your best bet.
Okay. So we're going to move on. He gives you the flame sprayer later, but for now, we just have to leave him alone, basically. The game has a lot of situations where enemies will try to, you know, sneak up on you, or the game will try to catch you by surprise, one way or another. So, you know, you just gotta be on the lookout pretty much at all times. Actually, the square area coming up ahead here, with the big fire in the center, is also kind of a barrier for some people. There's a lot of enemies there for, you know, somebody to be handling early on. There we go. Ooh. I was actually kind of lucky there. I could have died pretty easily. So you see that lamp there, that's another interaction that we can do. But we're going to head back this way real quick. So there's a little gate that we can open up here. This serves as a very small shortcut, but hey, in this game you gotta take as many shortcuts as you can get, for sure. But also, there's this guy. fuck. Ow, motherfucker. So that's another thing. Don't be afraid to run in this game. Sometimes you're just gonna need to do that. Oh shit. That's where he is. Ow. Alright. There we go. That took more healing than I was hoping to, you know, end up spending on that, and I didn't even get everything back, but hey. Got some blood echoes for my efforts, I guess. So yeah, that guy's kind of a doozy to deal with early on, but not too bad.
Lads, you've come on. Away with you.
Oops,
Now.
didn't mean to skip that.
Lads, you've come on. You'd open the door on a night of a hunt. Away with you. Now.
Are you that outside? Well, sorry, but I don't want anything to do with you. Trot along, will ya? Are you that out? Well, trot along.
I should probably equip those. So we'll set these, and these, and these. The pebbles are really just good for catching the attention of enemies, one at a time. Don't worry about what's on your shoe, mate. So yeah, that guy was sitting there. Some of them will, like, pretend to be dead, even. Like that kind of thing. So, you know. Always gotta be careful. So yeah, that big ass group of enemies over there. That's what I was talking about. And you want to be careful because sometimes they will see you and other times they won't. It's really odd. Also, it's somewhat easy to predict where enemies are going to go because a lot of times they don't become active until you're within a certain range of them. Okay. Okay, we're gonna keep moving. Yeah, right around here you want to watch your back pretty much at all times because a lot of times enemies will spot you going down this way and will sneak up on you. there's the gunner fella. We're gonna go ahead and go for him real quick. One of the gunner fellas, by the way. There's two. So yeah, at times you do want to be patient, and at other times you just kind of want to run. Being fast is sometimes preferred. What's up, Z? How you doing, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Oh, shit. Caught me off guard a little bit there. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and just bum rush our way over here. Bait out the strikes. Also, yeah, there's these rabid dog things. They are pretty annoying. Okay. Let's keep moving here. There's an item that I forgot over here, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. Cold Blood Dew. Yeah, these items you get in a bunch of different tiers. They're basically just condensed blood echoes that you don't lose if you end up dying. So it's recommended to just hang on to them until you are ready to spend them.
I don't reckon you're from round here. Well, stuck outside on a night of the hunt. Oh, you poor, poor thing. I don't reckon you're...
Now, there's a pretty hefty shortcut right here. You can drop down right over here, and that actually allows you to get to certain areas a little bit earlier than you would normally be able to. I mean, it's not that big of a shortcut, but it cuts through a decent amount of this shit that you'd have to deal with. But we're gonna go this way first. So you want to deal with this giant here because he's like the only giant in the game that will like follow you if you don't kill him. So, you know, if I went down that way, he would have come after me, basically. Actually, that's not really a giant. That's more like a troll. You also want to be careful with these crows, because they also sneak up on you. Okay. actually... Here we go. So, yeah, good setup. For now. Actually, was there any other items around here? No. Whoops. Whoops. There we go. Okay, while I have a chance, I'm gonna go ahead and just pop that. I was really close to full health anyway, but pretty much every little bit of health helps with this shit. Okay. So down that way is, or at least part of the way down that way is where you want to go first. Technically, because that unlocks some shortcuts down that way. All the way down that bridge is where an optional boss is. Down this way is to a separate part of the sewers, which we'll get to later. For now, we're going to ignore it because that's going to get me into a situation that I don't really want to be in yet. So, yeah. So for these two wolves here, you just kind of want to just run. Like, immediately run. And then watch out for that guy right there. And run inside the house. Those wolves will not be able to get inside. So you don't need to be worried about that so much, thankfully. Just a bit of lore there. This is a shortcut, or part of a shortcut. We can't open that door from this side.
This town's finished.
And this leads back to the lamp. So it's a nice little shortcut. There's going to be plenty of those throughout the entire game, really, where it's pretty linear for the most part. There are some like diverging paths, but for the most part, you're going to be dealing with like you go a certain direction, and then partway along that path, you're going to find a shortcut that leads back to where you started, etc., etc. But the interconnectedness kind of comes from the layout of just the map itself. Like you can see, you know, areas that you were previously at from other areas. Oh, fuck. Please explain game. Oh, you hunt. You hunt stuff. It's like... This is like Victorian era, like almost European type of shit with werewolves and stuff, and then mixed with like Lovecraftian horror later on. You're gonna see some like really creepy alien shit later on. Guess the other one must have fallen through the ground or something. Oh well. Anyways, how you doing, Logan? Okay, so if I go pretty much any further from here, we're going to enter a boss fight. So we're going to avoid that for now. Oh, oops, I didn't mean to go down here. Whatever. That's a one-way for the time being. But we'll be able to get back there pretty easily if we just go through here. This is that door I wasn't able to open earlier from the house. So there's like 2 trolls over here. We're gonna go ahead and take care of these guys. So this is a thing that I haven't shown yet. Guns are useful because they deal low damage, but they parry. They're essentially the parrying system in Bloodborne, since you don't really get shields. I mean, you do. There's like 2 different shields you can get in the game. One of them is a DLC one. But otherwise you get a wooden shield, which is essentially the game's way of saying, no, don't use a shield. Okay. So yeah, visceral attacks are great. You use a gun to parry the enemy, and then when they're stunned like that, you deal big damage. If you just do a normal like R1 attack right up against them, you just basically gut them. It's pretty satisfying. So this is an elevator that we can't access yet. It doesn't activate from this side. It's for later. Okay, so here you want to be careful because some of these dogs do pop out of the cages that they're in. At least one of them does. It seems like one of them already like died somehow or something. I'm not even sure, because one is supposed to pop out of this cage here. But whatever.
hunter, aren't you? Then, well, do you know of any safe places? I've heard I have. Shutting up indoors isn't always enough. Well, if you once had got off your arses, you wouldn't be in this mess. You're obligated to help me, you hear? So what'll it be? Are you going to tell me you're not? Yeah, I should have known. You're good for nothing. No respect for the elderly is what that is. That little good you outsiders do. Go on, admit it. You think we're all mad, don't you? Well, go and stop it. I know all your tricks.
So, you can talk with her later once you find a couple of places to send people, but one of them is kind of a trick. You don't really want to send them there unless you just want, like, insight, which is that eyeball thing that it's currently at 0 on the top right. Yeah, I would just say don't send them to the one location, but that'll become relevant later anyway. So that shortcut that I was mentioning earlier that I said kind of skips a big portion, that's pretty much here. Just trying to think if there was anything else that I wanted to do. No, I don't think there is. At least not for the time being. So we're going to keep going. So right over here, where this like window thing is an encounter that you do want to take care of while you can, because after a certain point you won't be able to do it. Although, actually, before we even take care of that, I'm going to go ahead and kill some of the enemies that are lowered, since I don't want to get caught off guard a little bit later by one of them. There's another one of those wolf guys over here. We're going to go ahead and take care of him too. And with that, we should be good for now. Now, you do take fall damage in this game, and it can actually be pretty detrimental. One false move in some places could spell complete disaster. So you do want to be careful. That's an item we'll be able to pick up later. And same thing with this one over here. All right. So here is probably one of the best characters in the game.
Oh. A hunter, are you?
And an outsider. What a mess you've been caught up in. And tonight of all nights. Here, to welcome the new hunter. Prepare yourself for the worst. There are no humans left. They're all flesh-hungry beasts now. Still lingering about. What's wrong? A hunter unnerved by a few beasts. No matter. Without fear in our hearts, we're little different from the beasts themselves. What are you still doing here? Enough trembling in your boots. A hunter must hunt.
So this is Eileen the Crow. She has several different stages to her sort of like story progression throughout this game, and she can die. You can actually fight her for one. I would not recommend doing that. And she can also die during a couple of interactions later on, so you want to be careful. You want to make sure that she lives until the end of her storyline, because you do get something pretty good for doing that. So yeah, that other thing that she gave me is a gesture. You get a lot of them throughout this game. One of them, like only one of them is used to do something. The rest are just kind of just ways of interacting with other people or just doing whatever. Yeah, stuff like that. And then I was also given something called a Bold Hunter's Mark. That's basically like this. This is something you can use to respawn if you need to. Let's just say you're stuck somewhere, but you lose all your blood echoes and you don't get to regain them back at all. With the Bold Hunter's Mark, you get to respawn without losing blood echoes. So it's nice, but it's obviously a consumable and you need to buy them or just find them in order to be able to use them. So now, because we're up here and there's not really a way to get back the way that we came through that little window, we just have to take some damage here. Okay, so here you kind of want to be careful. There's a few gunners around here. And there's a couple of wolf guys too, all of which can completely fuck you over. So, you know. Just be observant. Ow. Okay. Alright, that was a little close. That guy can like straight up one-shot you with that spear thing that he has. It's pretty ridiculous. So, also these guys, for some reason, they love to continue shooting even though they can't actually see you. Yeah, they're just going to continue shooting for a little while, and then they'll eventually lose interest. There is a ladder to go down, and that's actually the way you do want to go, but for now we're going to stick around here because we want to kill these crows. There's also a couple of items I think you can grab around here, so it's worth sticking around. Now that area that I told you could go down and reach like a different part of the sewers, that's pretty much where that is. It's over there. So we'll be visiting that a little bit later. Alright. Oh wait, whoops. We're gonna head back up real quick because there's a little subsection that we can head down just by like dropping down here. Pretty much that's the only way to get over here. Oh, okay, rat. That's cool. So that's another weapon right there that I just got. I'm actually going to go ahead and equip it, even though I don't really plan on using it. But I know in speedruns they like to use it. So, yeah, there's that. Madman's Knowledge. That's basically another condensed version of a different currency. The insight that you see in the top right, underneath my blood echoes, kind of the same deal. You only consume it when you want to use it, because otherwise there are a few ways to lose insight. Either by spending it or by encountering a specific type of enemy that will drain it from you. And that's... you don't want that to happen. So... Alright. Time to keep moving for the time being. So right here you have a choice of either going down or up. We're going to go up first. This gives you an interaction that you're going to need. Or you won't necessarily need, but it makes the fight with Gascon slightly easier. So, yeah.
Wretched outsider. Trying to fool me to open this door.
So this leads to that earlier portion where we met that first troll at. Alright, so...
Who are you? I don't know your voice. But I know that smell. Are you a hunter? And that is where you look for my mum. Daddy never came back from the hunt, and she went to find him. But now she's gone too. I'm all alone and scared. Really? Oh, thank you. My mum wears a red jeweled brooch. It's so big and beautiful. You won't miss it. Oh, I mustn't forget. If you find my mum, give her this music box. It plays one of Daddy's favourite songs. And when Daddy forgets us, we play it for him so he remembers. Mum's so silly running off without it.
So her father is Father Gascon. He's a hunter that basically fell into madness, which is a concept that you'll see more of as the game goes on. But yeah, so that'll be useful because in the third phase of his fight, that will distract him once, which you need all the distraction you can get because the third phase of the fight is fucking brutal. Okay, so we're gonna head back down really quick because we want to kill some enemies at the bottom of the sewer area first before we go up to the other side of the sewer. And we do want to go there because we want to pick up some items that are over there. But yeah, first we want to make sure that it's going to be safe for when the time comes to come all the way down here on the other side, because you're going to have to take a fall from that end. There's no ladder up there. So. And this is what I mean by making sure it's safe. Alright. For the time being, we're actually going to keep going this way because there's actually, if you remember that elevator that I mentioned earlier, that's actually going to be up ahead here. Fuck off with that. There we go. Okay, so you see Pumbaa over there. You do not want to approach him from this side because you will die. You will die. Pretty much. So just avoid him for the time being. And we're gonna go ahead and just activate this elevator. And yeah, this leads back up to that sort of upper area of Central Yharnam, so that's good. Alright, so for this, you want to just like get to pretty much where this manhole is, and then when they start running, just run back. And then just kind of hide around the corner here. That's always funny to watch. Okay, so pretty much up these stairs right here is going to be 2 more of these wolf guys. And then up those stairs is where the first mandatory boss is, Father Gascon. But ooh. There we go. That was a little close. Yeah, these guys with the spears in particular can be pretty scary. The ones with the sort of like garden rake or whatever, not as scary usually, but can still fuck you up. Alright, so you can hear the pig from here. That's because we're pretty much behind him now. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever seen a colonoscopy, but you're about to. Enjoy that mental image. That's pretty much all I have to say about that. You've completed this game? Nice. I did too, like way back in 2015, and then I've done a couple of playthroughs in 2020, but didn't quite complete it. So yeah, that's pretty much why I figured I would go ahead and stream this. Nostalgic. Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, 2015 wasn't too long ago, but then again, I was in my, like, senior year of high school, or was about to start my senior year of high school when this game came out, somewhere around there. So, yeah, it's been quite some time, I would say. I really hope that they do, at least, if I don't think they're gonna do, like, a PS5, like, remaster, full-on remaster, or, like, remake. But I hope that they add, like, a PS5, like, 60 FPS patch. That would be cool. Because somebody's already done that for the PS4 Pro, just, like, using mods. And it works pretty well from what I've seen. It's just, you know, it's not official, and you have to have a modded PS4, which is really finicky to get your hands on. And it only works on the Pro, too, so you need a PS4 Pro that is capable of being modded to be able to run it. What's up, Tegan? Hope you're having a good day. Uh-oh, I should have taken that ladder. Oh well. Okay, so there's more of these wolf guys here we gotta take care of. And then down below are some rats. I want to say there's like 3 or 4 different wolf guys here. And every single one of them can fuck you up, so gotta be very careful. Or that can happen. Oh, that's not good. That is really not good. This could be really bad. But we'll try to work with it. Okay. So far we are okay, but we gotta be careful of these wolf guys because they will hit you when you're going up a ladder. A lot of enemies will try to just fuck you up while you're still on the ladder. So it actually might be best to just go ahead and try this again from the top instead of just trying to go back up the ladder. That's pretty much going to be certain death, I would say. Damn it. There we go. Basically, this is what I came here for to begin with. I just wanted these clothes. Any clothing is pretty much going to be better than what you have at the start for the most part. So and now we look like a Yarnamite. Okay, so here you want to be careful, because otherwise you can take a very nasty fall. Alright. You know what? We're just gonna go ahead and leave those wolves that are over there. And just ignore them for the time being. Nowadays, no one plays this game. I don't know why. Maybe they're just hoping for like a, you know, a PS5 viable port, not just like, you know, play the PS4 game on the PS5 type of deal. I don't know. I mean, I've seen people play this game, just like randomizers and that kind of thing. But, yeah, I mean, it's a good game, so... Okay, so at this point, I'm pretty much as ready as I'm ever going to be here. I just have to be careful. If I die, it's not the end of the world, but I'd rather not die. So, see how this goes.
Beasts all over the shop. You'll be one of them, sooner or later.
Alright, here we go. So, basically you want to use these, like, graveyards to your advantage. And just, you know, stay out of his, range using it. And just use the, sweeping attack of the axe to, you know, hit him through the graveyards. Or, like, the tombstones. The graveyards. Alright.
What's that smell?
So that's phase 2.
The sweet blood. Oh, it sings to me. It's enough to make a man sick.
So yeah, phase 2, he just brings out the extended axe. So what I'm using, essentially. Okay, so very soon here, we're gonna come up on the dreaded third phase. Ow. That can happen. Okay, so from here, you just want to run. Alright. Now is your chance to... just... Whoa, okay. Yep, that's me dead. Oh well. Not the end of the world. Now that we have some insight, though, because you get insight when you encounter a boss for the first time, we'll be able to start leveling up. Well, under the assumption that we had blood echoes, of course, which we don't. But
hello, good hunter.
yeah, the stall.
I am a doll, here in this dream to look after you. Honorable hunter, pursue the echoes of blood, and I will channel them into your strength. You will hunt beasts, and I will be here for you to embolden your sickly spirit. Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
So this doll is modeled after another character. Her name is Lady Maria. That'll be relevant later on. So we're going to go ahead and just pop a few of these just to, you know, get our blood echoes up a bit
What is it you...
and level up.
Very well. Let me...
So we have enough for 5 levels right now. We're going to go ahead and put maybe 3 of them into Arcane and then 2 of them into Strength.
Farewell, good hunter. May...
And this is basically where you can purchase items if you so wish. And this is Gehrman, known as the first hunter, essentially.
New hunter. Welcome to the hunter's dream. This will be your home for now. I am Gehrman, friend to you hunters. You're sure to be in a fine haze about now, but don't think too hard about all of this. Just go out and kill a few beasts. It's for your own good. You know, it's just what hunters do. You'll get used to it.
This is a thing we can't use until quite a bit later, I would say. Okay. With that, we're going to go ahead and go back to Central Yharnam. And just make our way quickly back to Gascon. Now, when you die in a boss fight, there's something called Nightmare Fog that basically guards the arena. And that essentially separates, you know, the rest of the world from the arena. It's a little bit unfair in this game because when you get less of an advantage overall when you die once, because some bosses can just straight up like start attacking you like immediately as soon as you enter the arena, because they'll start like locking onto you outside of the arena, which of course is not cool, but whatever. And also, any health or like damage that you did to the boss will be reset too. So there's that. So now that I've died, you essentially want to do the same thing as last time. Bait them into running, and then just hide around the corner. Oh, 2 of them survived this time. That's interesting. That shield guy tends to pretty much always survive for whatever reason. Not 100% sure why, but whatever. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and kill like these 2 guys, and that's pretty much where we're gonna leave it. We're gonna run past the wolf dudes. Actually, we can ignore this guy too. And you want to run immediately because that guy, like I said, a lot of bosses will just not give a singular fuck that you're just barely entering the arena. Oh, that's not cool. That was a little bit risky. Bruh. Don't do me like that. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is where I want to run. Yeah. Wait, where is he? Oh, there he is. Whoa. Fuck. How? I threw a Molotov and it didn't do shit. Okay, there we go. That was really close. Oh man, my heart rate is like through the fucking roof right now. My goodness. Alright, well that's Father Gascon. That went pretty much about as well as I would expect it to. You know, maybe not do it the first try, but do it the second try. So, I'll take it. That red brooch belongs to the little girl, but we're gonna tell her that we don't even have it. Because otherwise, if you give it to her, then she just kind of cries and doesn't talk to you again after that. So, for now, we're going to go ahead and go to the Hunter stream and go ahead and make a good use out of these blood echoes. Maybe even top off our Molotovs while we're at it. And as far as this music box goes, you don't really need it anymore. Beyond that boss fight, it's not useful for anything. So, okay. So sometimes the doll will go somewhere else, like right over here.
Welcome home, good hunter. What is... Very well, let me...
Actually, before we level up, I'm just going to make sure that there isn't anything else that I can do. We could buy those, but I'm not going to do that. I could get Gascon's cap, which I kind of want to do. Oh yeah, you also get insight when you beat a boss, so that's another thing. And in terms of stats, I wouldn't really worry about you know, what armor you're wearing for the most part. There's like a couple of exceptions later on that you'll want to pay attention, but otherwise, I like I said, I wouldn't really worry about it. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and buy this stuff. Alright. And we won't buy any items or like weapons for the time being. It's not really anything I would want.
Well, what is...
So we're just going to go ahead and use the rest of our blood echoes on leveling up. We can do 8 levels. So I think I'm going to go for pretty much... I'm down to just do it all in Vitality. I mean, excuse me, Arcane. So that's what we're going to do.
Farewell, good hunt, may.
Because we're going to get a weapon very soon that's going to make really good use of the Arcane stat. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and repair this and fortify it a little bit. Okay, so first and foremost, we're going to go visit the first floor sick room because now that we've beaten Gascon, I believe there's a new interaction with not Yusefka, but actually an imposter of Yusefka. One that just likes to experiment, basically, and like turn humans into... They're trying to turn humans into basically like great ones, which are, I guess, akin to gods in this game. And then they fuck up, of course, because they're just experimenting and they don't know what they're doing.
Thank goodness. But I'm afraid nothing will change my mind. I cannot open the door. Please, try to understand my position. I pray for your safety.
Okay. So we can't... I forgot that I can't actually talk to the lady, or the little girl yet. I need to actually visit the Cathedral Ward, which is... or Odin Chapel, which is really close to where I beat Gascon anyways. I should have just gone up the elevator, or the stairs there. But whatever, that's fine. We're gonna go pick up the flame sprayer.
Across the valley to the east of Yarnum, you'll find the Cathedral Ward. Deep within lies the old main cathedral, said to be the source of blood. I haven't heard of pale blood, but that's your best bet if it's anything to do with unique types of blood. Across the deep...
Okay, I need to go to Cathedral Ward first. Yeah, I kind of jumped the gun on this a little bit too early. But that's fine. So we'll go to Tomb of Odin, because that's where we fought Gascon at. And then we'll just head up these stairs to get to Odin Chapel. So, I think we're going to get as far as beating the first optional boss, and then we're just going to call it there for the night after that. So, yeah. Got a little bit longer before that ends up being the case, though. And the next time I stream should be... Well, I don't want to make any promises as per usual, but I'm going to aim for Friday. There should be one on Sunday, but other than that, I can't guarantee if there's going to be one on like Thursday or Friday or Saturday. Not 100% sure.
You must be a hunter. Very sorry. The incense must have masked your scent. Good, good. I've been waiting for one of your ilk. These hunts have everyone all locked up inside, waiting for it to end. It always does. Always has, you know, since forever. But it won't end nicely. Not this time. Even some folks hiding inside are going bad. The screams of women folk, the stench of blood, the snarls of beasts, none of them's too uncommon now. Yarnum's done for, I tell ya. But if you spot anyone with their wits about them, tell them about this here Odin chapel. They'll be safe here. The incense wards off the beasts. Spread the word. Tell them to come on over, if you wouldn't mind.
So this is one of the places that you can send people that you find to, and this is actually the one that you do want to send them to for the most part. There's actually a general rule that I tend to follow. It's essentially you send the women here and you send the men to Yusefka's clinic. And the reason why is because there's only 2 men that you get this option with, one of which is not going to believe you. You'll tell him Yusefka's clinic and then he'll go to Odin Chapel, but if you tell him Odin Chapel, he'll go to Yusefka's clinic, and then he'll die. So there's that. And then the other one is basically a beast who is attempting to hide the fact that he's a beast. So you don't want to send him here, otherwise everybody is just going to end up dying that has been sent here already. So, and I think there's a bit of lore that I missed behind here. Yes, right over here. So that references a boss later on that kind of triggers a major shift in the game later. There's a few like major shifts in the game, but it's one of the bigger ones, I would say. It causes the blood moon phase. So.
Welcome, very well.
Oops. Okay, required is 2,000, so we're just gonna move along. So blood gems are things that you can equip to certain weapons, or just weapons if it fits the type that it needs. And it basically gives the weapon either more strength or more arcane damage, or just amplifies some aspect of the weapon. So they're usually pretty good to, you know, seek out. But alright, now that we visited Odin Chapel, we're going to go ahead and head back to this first floor sick room, because now the imposter should be there. Which means we'll have both options available to us whenever anybody asks us for a safe haven. And yeah, obviously you want to avoid sending anybody to Yusefka's clinic.
Oh, well, hello. Splendid. Let me ask you a small kindness. You're soon off to hunt, I presume? Then, if you find any survivors, tell them to seek Yusefka's clinic. Upon my Hippocratic oath, if they are yet human, I will look after them. Perhaps even cure them. This sickness, these beasts, they are not to be feared. This time the night is long. I may be trapped here, but I should do something to help. I'll even offer a reward for your cooperation. Tempted? Well, off you go then.
So that's the imposter. Yeah, pretty much the only one that you do not want to send to Odin Chapel is the Beast Man that we'll encounter later on. But I mean, I intend on killing him anyways, so we'll just tell him to go to Yusefka's clinic, and then we'll just catch him off guard and attack him. But he is a very powerful and scary enemy to fight even at the best of times, so we're gonna have to be careful.
I'm afraid I'm of little help now, but before I made no use of it, but perhaps you. What afflicted me was incurable, but this town gave me hope. Their strange blood bought me time. I was most fortunate. Unharmed by the plague of beasts, I can even die human.
So, this flame sprayer, very, very useful. But before we go ahead and do that, we're gonna go talk to the girl. I'm just trying to remember the easiest way to get over there from pretty much where I'm at. Okay, so I think the fastest way is actually just to go... Shit. I mean, technically it's not as far away, but there's a ton of enemies down this way, so I don't know. Okay, so from here, we're actually just gonna go ahead and just run past, like, everything. And we'll go ahead and fight these two guys, because these are the only ones that followed us. It's better than fighting 20 of them. Well, I say that and then I almost die, so. Okay, so now we can go ahead and talk to the girl.
Hello, Mr. Hunter. Still can't find my mum. Oh, okay. I can wait. But maybe Mum and Dad are stuck out there, waiting for me to come and find them. What do you think, Mr. Hunter?
So it doesn't matter which one you tell her. She's going to end up dying regardless. So we'll just go ahead and tell her Odin Chapel.
Thank you, Mr. Hunter. I love you almost as much as Mum and Dad. And Granddad.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate. She does die regardless, but you get an item out of it. It's not really anything crazy. It's just a cosmetic item for something. So, just trying to think. Probably want to go this way. Alright, and with that, we're going to go ahead and head back to the Hunter's Dream really quick, just to essentially spend our blood echoes and upgrade our weapon, specifically the flame sprayer. No. Doesn't look like I have any more cold blood due. Oh, this is... you can use this. Forgot about that. It gives you a red blood gem, which is, well, a blood gem that you can equip to your weapons. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and equip that. And with that, we're actually a little bit short of being able to level up again, so we're just going to go ahead and we'll go to the central Yarnum lamp and just head straight for the bridge to go fight the Cleric Beast. A little fun fact about the Cleric Beast, those of you who are fans of Bloodborne and as well as Zelda Breath of the Wild, the Cleric Beast shares a couple of sound files with one of the blights that you fight in Breath of the Wild, specifically Water Blight Ganon. During the cutscene of, like, when you defeat Water Blight Ganon and it's like fading away or whatever, it does a couple of screeches that are actually exactly the same as Cleric Beast's screeches. So that's kind of funny. Forgot what I was going to do here. Right, now I remember. We're going to make sure that's equipped. Oops. We're actually going to go ahead and give ourselves some blood bullets. Because the flame sprayer does use bullets the same way that like a gun would, essentially, for whatever reason. It's just the way it is, I guess. But a lot of spells in the game that you get later on, or just spells in general, when you do get them, they do cost bullets to use them, instead of, like, whatever else. Yeah, they just use bullets, so very useful to have them on standby. Alright, and with that, we're going to go ahead and head right in. There he is. Whoops. Whoa. Alright, that's Cleric Beast. And a lot of lag. We didn't even get to, like, the good part of the music. That's how good the flame sprayer can be. Especially earlier on, so yeah, we're definitely going to be making use of that later on too. The flame sprayer is really good for killing a lot of bosses. Actually, we're not going to go back to the hunter stream yet. What we are going to do is heal real quick, and then we're going to go to where that pig is, if you remember the pig. He's got the item that we get for, you know, the girl, unfortunately, passing away. Probably because of the pig. So. Actually, I don't want to head this way, now that I'm thinking about it. I want to go over here. Just gonna ignore the troll and move on. And then we're just gonna go ahead and try to fight him, I guess, because he wants to be annoying. The clothing physics are kind of funny in this game. A lot of the like physics with like ragdoll stuff and everything, it's all pretty amusing at times. Bro. Alright. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Let's try that again. There it is. The red messenger ribbon. That's pretty much all you get for that. Which is, yeah, it's unfortunate. But it is what it is, I suppose. But I guess we're going to go ahead and level up, and then we're just going to leave it there for the time being. We'll pick up Bloodborne again, hopefully sometime next week. Monday through Wednesday I'm working, obviously, so it's not going to be one of those days. Very likely. But we'll see. Maybe Wednesday evening. It just depends. Again, I don't want to make any promises. The only thing I can usually promise is Sunday. So we'll just roll with that for the time being. We're going to go ahead and see if I can't buy anything in the shop that I would want. Maybe an antidote would actually be good. We're definitely going to need those later on. I'll go ahead and buy the lantern, even though we don't necessarily need one. They're nice to have. Now this Hunter Chief emblem we're going to get next time, but it is something you do need, at least to a certain degree. It isn't required to beat the game, because there's a way to get around using it if you do things a very unorthodox way. It's not, you won't glitch the game by doing so or anything like that, and you don't take advantage of a glitch to do it to begin with. It's just the game does have a way that it wants you to do certain things, and you know, the way that I'm thinking actually requires you to go to certain areas that the game otherwise wouldn't really expect you to go to. Until later on, so.
Welcome home. What is it you... Very well, let me...
But I think we're going to go ahead and just do the normal route, because otherwise we'd be fighting the boss that unlocks, or that you would unlock by buying that Hunter emblem thing. You wouldn't fight it until way later on, basically. But, yeah, we'll go ahead and... Actually, we're not going to do that. We're going to save these blood echoes.
Farewell, good...
Because, yeah, we only need 10k to get the thing, and we're already like at 4,400. We might as well just save it until we do have enough. So yeah, this lantern is useful because it provides you a little bit of light in darker areas. Not required by any means, but whatever. Anyways, I suppose with that, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time. See ya.